Hello friends, this is Carrie and welcome back to I Like Reddit channel. I hope you all are staying safe and healthy and had a great weekend. We are back with 4 stories out of the Entitled Parent subreddit. Let's begin. Our first story is posted by Igzy2. Racist mom gets angry when I speak Japanese. So I was going to a Japanese restaurant because my city had started to ease back on the COVID-19 restrictions when I had to deal with a racist mom. Backstory, I'm half brown, Filipino roots, and half white. Me and my mom, that is white, had decided to go to dinner. I'm practicing Japanese for our dream trip to Tokyo and wanted to practice at a Japanese restaurant with the best food. Always support your local food joints. Completely agree. Here's the cast. RM, racist mom, RK, racist kid, me, MM, my mom, JW, Japanese waitress, PM, poor manager, P, police officer. So let's get into this trash pit of a story. Japanese waitress comes by and we make our drinks order. Japanese waitress. What would you guys like to drink? Me. Kora ichiko kudasai, which translates to 1 Coke please. Japanese waitress. Oh, nice Japanese. What would you like to drink, ma'am? My mom. May I please have a Fanta? Japanese waitress. Okay, I'll go and bring those out. Japanese waitress went out and got our drinks order. Racist mom and racist kid had walked up to us with a very angry expression on their faces. Racist mom. Hi, I'm just here to ask, why are you speaking Chinese? Me. I'm sorry, I was just practicing my Japanese, which I am allowed to do. Racist mom.
Well, this is America. We speak English here, not stupid Chinese or Korean or whatever. This is America.
Me. Excuse me, the United States of America doesn't have an official language, and you're in a Japanese restaurant. Stop cherry picking cultures and leave us alone. Racist mom.
Okay, look here, you.
Slur for Asian people.
You don't call me a racist.
Racist kid.
Ha, yeah.
Slur for Asian people. My mom. Just leave us alone, you racists. The Japanese waitress comes back and tries to see what's happening and tries to calm the current situation down so that she can see what's going on. Japanese waitress. What's going on here? Racist mom.
Go and get your manager now.
Japanese waitress puts our drinks down on the table and goes to get her manager. Poor manager. What's going on here? Remember, he's also Japanese and has a thick accent. Racist woman.
Those people called us stupid fat Americans and was trying to beat up my poor baby boy.
Poor manager. Okay, I can check the tapes in the back room then. Racist mom starts going bananas and starts throwing the drinks on the ground and tries to assault the manager and is screaming while other customers are calling the cops on them. The police arrive and start questioning people. Racist mom lies, and I get questioned with my mom because I'm still a minor. Me. I was just speaking Japanese to the waitress, and the racist mom had gotten very angry and told me that I couldn't speak Japanese, and when I told her off, she got very angry and started calling me slurs, and when the manager had gone to see the tapes, the mom started to throw the drinks and plates on the floor. Police. Okay, I will go and question some of the other patrons. The other patrons had told pretty much the same story, if not with more details. Police officer. Okay, racist mom. You're now being placed under arrest for destruction of property, hate speech, and lying to the police. Racist mom had started to hit the officer and tried to bite him. Police officer. Okay, that is another charge. Racist mom.
This is discrimination. I will sue.
Reminder, she looks like your average Karen. She was arrested and her court case is still going on. I will update if there's any further updates with her case. I just wanted to add something briefly that hate speech charge might not hold up because there's no hate speech clause in the First Amendment. It's still considered protected speech. This next one is not necessarily a story, but it is quite interesting and thought that you guys would like to hear it. This is posted by Admiral Zerberos, the definition of a Karen. According to the Encyclopedia Sociologica, the Karen is an omnivorous animal of the Kareni family, found in developed countries across the world, most commonly in English-speaking countries, but not only, disguised as a middle-aged female Homo sapien, and 75% of the Karens can be physically distinguished via short and often artificially blonde hair, and excessive makeup, expensive clothes, fake jewels, and sunglasses. Also, the appearance may vary among smarter members of the different Karenist species. They always show their true colors when interacting with workers within this service branch. All Karens have a sense of superiority, which is why they are never satisfied with any common customer service and prefer to speak to a person of authority. They are all known to interfere in the business of humans, because they always consider themselves to be righteous. The most commonly found Karens, about 80% of the species, are the Carinus moranus. They're distinguished by their questionable brain capacity and failure to comprehend basic human behaviors and common sense. There also are Carinus religious, the holier-than-thou religious Karens that go to church 8 times a week and use it as an excuse to do things which are otherwise considered atrocious. It often commits many of the 7 deadly sins, but thinks it will still go to heaven because it goes to church and says prayers. The Carinus impetus, the violent Karen. All Karens are attention seekers, but this animal is exceptionally dangerous. If it doesn't receive the demanded attention, it will use violence. Dealing with violent Karens is the same as dealing with a rattlesnake. If you see one, keep a safe distance of 100 feet. Carinus parentis, the entitled mother. Actually, there are 2 types of entitled mothers, which are distinguished via behavior towards their progeny. All Karens can smell if the Carinus gene is successfully transmitted to their children. If it is, they view them as second coming of Christ. Hence, they spoil them and turn them into future Karens. If it isn't, the EMs will bully their children, but the children will most likely grow up to be human beings. Carinus parentis antivaxxeris, the Karen mother who would not vaccinate its children. It is actually a member of the Carinus moranus who became a parent. This one doesn't understand the basic concepts of science, but has its opinion from what it read on social media. It thinks that vaccines cause autism, which is why it will protect its progeny from them at all costs. It is one of the most dangerous species of Karens out there, for it cannot be instantly recognized that its progeny are walking biohazards. Interaction with Karens should be avoided as much as possible. Should their progeny show any signs of the Carinus gene, the same applies to them as well. Due to the lack of any decent human behavior, Karens may look like women, but they are most certainly not. Therefore, violence is not prohibited, although not recommended. Should one need to use violence against a Karen, it should only be done in self-defense. And I cannot make the recommendation that the OP has made, because it violates YouTube's terms of service. Moving on to our next story. If you've been watching until here and are enjoying my content, please put some heart emojis in the comment section down below. Our next story is by Tawny Wog. Won't hire my daughter? I'll take you to HR. This is my first post. Sorry for any formatting issues. This happened a few years ago. One of our team members handed in her resignation and we started looking for her replacement. She approached myself and one other manager and said that her daughter, Dee, would be perfect for the job. We said that she should hand in her curriculum vitae and we will consider it along with the other applications. You can see where this is going. Anyway, we get a couple of applications and narrow it down to 5. Applicant 1, A1, applicant 2, A2, and D, as well as 2 others. We invite them all to interviews individually, and while one applicant didn't show up, another wasn't a great role. A1 and A2 did great. D also did good during the interview, but couldn't really answer why she wanted the role and why she wanted to leave her current employment, which was completely different to the job on offer. In comparison, A1 had years of experience in the role and was actually a bit overqualified, and A2 had just finished a degree in the field. So we decided to get these 2 back for further interviews to make our final decision. We informed Dee that her application was unsuccessful. When her mother heard her daughter didn't get the job, she went off on us and accused us of discrimination against her. We explained that the other 2 applicants actually had experience through experience or learning in the field, and her daughter didn't. Mother didn't like this one bit and accused us of not giving her daughter the job because we didn't like her and we were always against her. It's because she's a foreigner. Even though one of her other colleagues came from the same country as her, she said that she would complain to HR and force us to hire her daughter. We never heard anything from HR and had another chat with the mother, who seemed to calm down, and eventually she seemed to understand and agree to help train her replacement. Anyway, start day for her replacement arrives, and surprise, surprise, Mother is nowhere to be found. Her desk had been cleared out of all of her personal belongings and she was not answering any calls. She decided to quit earlier without telling anyone so she wouldn't have to train her new person. Too long didn't read. Team member hands in her resignation and wants her daughter to take over her job. Throws a hissy fit when we give the role to someone more qualified. Moving on to our final story. Our final story is posted by the Squishy Stapler. A brief encounter with a Karen at the IKEA restaurant. So, today my husband took me shopping at IKEA for some random items we needed but were unable to get due to the previous public gatherings restriction. We decided to make a day out of it and grab lunch at the IKEA restaurant while we're at it. Now, for clarification, due to COVID-19, there are certain rules and procedures to be followed in IKEA, meaning that now you stand in a queue, first you get your table number, then you move forward to order and go take your designated seat, and then one of the servers wheels your food to you. All fine and dandy. We stand in line to get our table number. Though the queue is kinda long, we're considering scrapping this idea and just go eat elsewhere. Right next to the window is a giant menu with the items offered in the IKEA restaurant. The usual meatballs, salmon, salad, and the like. In front of us stands a Karen with a kid in a stroller, which looks to be about 4 years old. Karen stares at the menu and looks over at the restaurant employee handing out table numbers. Karen:
Do you have chicken McNuggets?
Silence. The employee is staring at her. We're staring at her. God and evolution are arguing in the background about whose fault this brain fart is, given that they are usually not served here at all, and the giant picture menu is quite clear on the subject. Not to mention that McNuggets are kind of a different restaurant chain gig. Employee: No, we don't. I'm sorry.
Karen: You don't? What kind of kid-unfriendly restaurant is this? My child doesn't want to eat anything on your menu.
Employee: I'm sorry, madam. The menu you see to your left is all that is offered. Karen huffs and grabs a table number and moves forward. The employee glances over at us and gives us a table number and goes, "Oh, pardon me. Madam is pregnant. You don't need to wait. Please just step here to the side and follow my colleague. He'll take you up to the register so you can order." Karen's head whips around so fast I thought it might fall off. Her face is a picture of shock at the unjust treatment. She glares at my 8-month pregnant belly, then at the employee and screeches,
I have a child as well.
The employee, now with another one in tow, stares at her blankly and goes, "Yes, but your madam here is pregnant." I can sense him struggling not to say, "Well, you pushed yours out a while ago, didn't you?" As we leave with the other server, I can still hear her in the background arguing that she has a child and should be given the same treatment as a pregnant woman, while the IKEA employee is patiently trying to explain to her that it's company policy that disabled people and pregnant women have the right to cut in the queue unless she or her son is disabled or she herself is pregnant, she can't cut in. 20 minutes later, we're done with our food and we stand up to leave. I spot Karen still in the queue, third in line from the register, glaring at us. I resist the urge to wave and just pat my belly happily, then waddle away with my husband. I have no doubt that IKEA is getting a bad review on Yelp or something, due to not serving McNuggets and not letting her entitled self cut in line, even though she played her child card pretty early on. I didn't actually know that IKEA had a restaurant. I guess you learn something new every day. I'm a little surprised that Karen didn't ask for a Happy Meal and a toy as well. What an idiot. That's all the stories I have for today. Links to the original Reddit post will be in the description box below. Please stop on by Reddit to show the OP some love and an upvote. If you enjoy my content, please comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell notification to let you know when I've uploaded new videos. Thank you for watching and have a great day.